Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about predictive parser with an example. So here in this example we have given construct predictive parser for the following production s tends to parenthesis L of A, L tends to L comma S of S. Check whether the A comma A belong to the grammar or not. So first we are going to see what do you mean by predictive parser, and this predictive parser is a top-down parser with no backtracking, and it is free from ambiguity and left recursion. Top-down parsing means parsing starts from the root and proceed to the children. Top-down parsing means starts from the root to the root and proceed to the children. It means that the starting from the starting symbol of the grammar and reaching to the input string. So here we have given a grammar S tends to A, C or B, string is A, B, A, then the tree becomes. So here first we are going to start the production from S, and then it proceed by substituting A, S, A production. So in the place of S again it going to substitute A, S, A, then in the place of S it going to substitute B, so that it is going to derive the string A, B, A, okay, and it starts from the root and it to the leaf. So this type of parsing is known as top-down parsing. Next, we are going to see what do you mean by predictive parser. What do you mean by predictive parser? We are going to see. So here in this predictive parser, it accepts LL grammar. It is denoted by L of K when L stands for scans input from left to right, and second L stands from leftmost derivation, and K stands for number of look aheads. Generally K equals to 1. Therefore LL of K equals to LL of 1. A grammar G is LL of 1 if there are two distinct productions. So compulsory the grammar should be LL of 1 grammar, and it should consist of two distinct productions. So here in this we are going to see how to construct the predictive parser for the LL1 grammar. Predictive parser for the LL1 grammar. So yes, we have the given grammar here is S tends to L of A and L tends to L comma S of S, and observe here the given grammar is having left recursion. So for this left recursion is available, so we have to eliminate the left recursion. So for this we have to take A tends to A alpha or beta. If you have given a grammar like this and it is changed to B A dash and A dash tends to alpha A dash or epsilon, then the grammar becomes, so whenever the production is given like this, we have to convert like this, and whatever the given grammar we have, so that we have to convert like this. So L tends to L comma S or S, L comma S or S. So here it means we need to compare with the A tends to beta A dash. So it becomes here. So we have to write like this. So and here we need to compare with the A tends to A alpha or beta. So means here this is beta, and here this is A, and here this is alpha. So then we have to write like this: the given grammar converted to L tends to means A tends to alpha. What do you mean by alpha here? Yes. What do you mean by beta? Beta here equals to S. And next we need to convert to what? L dash. Next L dash tends to alpha. What do you mean by alpha here? Now step 1, find first and follow of non-terminals. First and follow of non-terminals. So here in this given grammar we have 3 non-terminals. So those are S, comma L, comma L dash. So first we are going to calculate first of S, then first of L, then first of L dash. So the first of S means we have to see the productions of S. We have to see the productions of S. So see here, what is the productions we have in the given grammar. So now the grammar is like this. So the first of S means first for this production, what is the first element means the right parenthesis, and one more terminal we have, that is A. So means the first of S becomes right parenthesis comma A. And next the first of L. So actually the first of L becomes what? The first of S. And what is the first of S? We all know that parenthesis comma A. Next L dash equals to what? What is the first of L dash? Comma epsilon. Then we are going to calculate follow of S, follow of L, follow of L dash. So here S is the starting production. So we have to write dollar for the follow. So next we have to calculate follow of S. So here follow of S means see the production. S is followed by what? So here in this production, L dash tends to S comma S comma L dash, or L tends to S L dash. So follow of S means what? So in the production, whatever the non-terminal we are going to follow, that we have to write. So when the non-terminal is follow, then what we have to write? So here S is followed by L dash means L dash first we have to write. So what is the L dash first? What is the first L dash? What we have? Comma, and in this, if you have any epsilon productions, so then what we have to write here is, so when we have the production like this, L tends to S comma L dash. So here in this L dash of first, if you have epsilon means if you have substituted like this L comma S, means here S is not following anything. So if you have substituted. Hello everyone, we are going to discuss about predictive parser with an example. So here in this we have given example grammar here is S tends to parenthesis L of A, L tends to L comma S of S. Check whether the parenthesis A comma A closed parenthesis belong to the grammar or not. So before that we are going to see what do you mean by top down parser. So here it is top down parser with no backtracking. And it is also free from ambiguity and left recursion. And top down parsing means parsing starts from root and proceed to children. So in other words, it means starting from start symbol of the grammar and reaching the input string. So here we have given example grammar as S tends to ASA or B. So here string is AA, B, AA. Then how we have to derive here is, so for S production we have two productions are there, but we have to derive AA, B, AA. So then we have to go for the first production because the first occurrence of AA is there in the first production. So consider the first production. So then S tends to ASA. Then again what we have after one A, again we have one more A. So to get the one more A also, again we have to substitute the same production. ASA or B. Okay, so this approach is known as top down parser of predictive parser. So before that we are going to see the predictive parser. We have to know what do you mean by this parser. Actually this is top down parser and without any ambiguity and without any left recursion. And the top down parsing means the parsing starts from the root to the leaf. Okay, these are the points you have to remember. Next we are going to see what do you mean by predictive parser, or it is also called as LL1 parser. So it accepts LL grammar. So and this is denoted by LL of K, where so L stands for what? Scans input from left to right, and second L stands from leftmost derivation. And what do you mean by k here is number of look aheads. Generally it is k equals to 1. Then LL of k equals to LL of 1. A grammar G is LL of 1 if there are two distinct productions. So when to construct the LL1 parser, the grammar should be in LL1. So what do you mean by LL1 means for every non-terminal we have two distinct productions are there. For construction of predictive LL1 parser, these are the steps. So what is the first step here is find first of, next follow items of a given grammar. For every non-terminal in the given grammar, we have to find first and follow elements. Next, construct parsing table by using first and follow items. Next, after the parsing table is created, then we have to go for the third step, that is stack implementation using parsing table to parse input string. So here in this we have given some input string, and for that input string we are going to parse a parsing. Parsing means whatever the actions are going to be done in the parser. Next, the last one is construct the parse tree from the parsing table. And this is the example we are going to see now. Construct predictive parser for the following productions: S of L comma A, or L tends to L comma S or S. Check whether the A of A belong to the grammar or not. Okay, so we are going to see with an example. So first we have to verify whether the grammar is having ambiguity or not. The given grammar is S tends to parenthesis L parenthesis A, or L tends to L comma S or S. So first we need to verify whether the grammar is ambiguity or not. So by seeing that the grammar does not having any ambiguity, because the left symbols are not repeated at the right side, so no ambiguity, but it is having left recursion. So we have to eliminate left recursion. So to eliminate the left recursion, what we have here is, if we have the grammar like this, A tends to A alpha or beta, so then what we have to write here is A tends to beta A dash, or A dash tends to alpha A dash or epsilon. So this is derived before that only. So when we have seen in the left recursion, how to eliminate left recursion, and whatever the grammar. So see here in the given grammar, it does not have any left recursion, because this production have the left recursion. Whatever the non-terminal having the left side, it is repeated in the right side. So means this production L tends to L comma S or epsilon is having left recursion. So we have to eliminate that. So we have to compare with this. A tends to A alpha or beta. So assume here this is beta, and assume here this is alpha, and assume here this is A, and here this is A. And how to write production here is, actually it is going to generate two different productions. So what are they here is, so A tends to, A means what? L tends to, A means what here? L tends to beta, beta means what? S. And what we have to write here is A dash, means whatever the production is there, and for that we have to write one more non-terminal, that is L dash, and L dash becomes alpha. What do you mean by alpha? Alpha here, comma S alpha, and L dash, A dash means L dash or epsilon. And here this is the newly generated grammar and does not have any without left recursion. So now the grammar is ready, and we have to go for the steps. Okay, and here in this, what is the first step we have to go? So actually we need to find out first and follow of the given grammar. We have to find first and follow of the given grammar. The given grammar is S tends to parenthesis L parenthesis A, or L tends to L comma S or S. So first we need to verify whether the grammar is ambiguity or not. So by seeing that the grammar does not having any ambiguity, because the left symbols are not repeated at the right side, so no ambiguity, no ambiguity, but it is having left recursion. So we have to eliminate left recursion. So to eliminate the left recursion, what we have here is, if we have the grammar like this, A tends to A alpha or beta, so then what we have to write here is A tends to beta A dash, or A dash tends to alpha A dash or epsilon. So this is derived before that only. So when we have seen in the left recursion, how to eliminate left recursion, and whatever the grammar. So see here in the given grammar, it does not have any left recursion, because this production have the left recursion. Whatever the non-terminal have in the left side, it is repeated in the right side. So means this production L tends to L comma S or epsilon is having left recursion. So we have to eliminate that. So we have to compare with this. A tends to A alpha or beta. So assume here this is beta, and assume here this is alpha, and assume here this is A, and here this is A. And how to write production here is, actually it is going to generate two different productions. So what are they here is, so A tends to, A means what? L tends to, A means what here? L tends to beta, beta means what? S. And what we have to write here is A dash, means whatever the production is there, and for that we have to write one more non-terminal, that is L dash, and L dash becomes alpha. What do you mean by alpha? Alpha here, comma S, alpha, and L dash, A dash means L dash or epsilon. And here this is the newly generated grammar and does not have any without left recursion. So now the grammar is ready, and we have to go for the steps. Okay, and here in this, what is the first step? We have to go. So actually we need to find out first and follow of the given grammar. We have to find first and follow of the given grammar. For construction of predictive LL1 parser, these are the steps. So what is the first step here is, find first of, and next follow items of a given grammar. For every non-terminal in the given grammar, we have to find first and follow elements. Next, construct parsing table by using first and follow items. Next, after the parsing table is created, then we have to go for the third step, that is stack implementation using parsing table to parse input string. So here in this we have given some input string, and for that input string we are going to parsing. Parsing means whatever the actions are going to be done in the parser. Next, the last one is construct the parse tree from the parsing table. And this is the example we are going to see now. Construct predictive parser for the following productions: S of L comma A, or L tends to L comma S or S. Check whether the A of A belong to the grammar or not. Okay, so we are going to see with an example. So first we have to verify whether the grammar is having ambiguity or not. Now the grammar is S tends to L of A, and L tends to S L dash, and L dash tends to comma S L dash or epsilon. So first observe here what are the non-terminals are there. So here non-terminals in the given grammar here is, so that is S comma L comma L dash, and for these items we need to find out first and follow. So first of S, first of L, and first of L dash. So we have to calculate first element we need to calculate. So first of S. So first of S means the first occurrence of the non-terminals in the given grammar. So here S followed by the terminal we have, that is comma. Okay. So we have to calculate the first and follow of the given elements. Next, S tends to parenthesis, opening parenthesis, comma A. Next the L, and for the L stands for what? L tends to S, means the first of S. What are the first of S here? Parenthesis, comma A. Parenthesis, comma A. So any other production? No, we don't have one product. We don't have any other production. We have only one production. Next, for the L dash, what is the first occurrence here? Comma, comma, epsilon. So these are the first elements of the given grammar. These are the first elements of the given grammar. Next, we have to calculate follow of S, follow of L, and next to follow of L dash. Follow of S, follow of L, follow of L dash. So for calculating follow, we have many rules are there, and these rules already we have discussed, but here we are going to see in short. So actually these are the rules for calculating the follow functions. So for any starting symbol S, place dollar in follow. So if the symbol is non-terminal, and that too the non-terminal is the starting symbol, and the follow of S becomes a dollar. And for the rule 2, for any production of the form A tends to alpha B, and see here B, after B we don't have any other symbols, then follow of B equals to the follow of, means this follow of B becomes a follow of A. Next, rule 3, for any production rule, A tends to alpha beta BD. So A tends to alpha BD is there, and we are going to calculate the follow of B. And see here, if the epsilon does not belongs to first of D, so actually D is there, of B followed by D is there. When the D is followed, then we have to consider the first of D. But if it does not have any epsilon symbol, then directly write down the follow of B equals to first of D. And if it exists epsilon, then what we have to write here is first of D. First of D means it's including epsilon minus epsilon union follow of A. And based on these rules, we have to construct the follow of the given elements. Okay. So same here, we are going to see the follow of S. See here, the follow of S equals to what? The follow of S equals to, means here what we have, L dash is there. So what we have, L dash is there. Follow of S equals to, so here what we have, L dash, and this L dash is included with the epsilon, means here the rule 3 and the last point we have to follow. If epsilon is belongs to follow of B, so then here it becomes follow of S equals to, then follow of S equals to first of L dash minus epsilon union next follow of S equals to first of, see here from this production, follow of S equals to first of L dash minus epsilon union follow of the first symbol. What is the first symbol here? Follow of L. So first actually this depends on L dash and L, so that's the reason first to calculate for the follow of L. So follow of L means what? After the L, what are the symbols we have? L followed by, so what is the follow of L here? L followed by follow of L equals to L followed by what we have? We have the parenthesis symbol, closed parenthesis, then it is write it as closed parenthesis. Next to go for a follow of L dash. So follow of L dash, what we have here, we don't have any symbols. And next to consider the follow of L dash equals to what? Follow of L. So based on this here, actually here follow of L dash, after that we don't have any other symbol, so then follow of L dash becomes a follow of L. So follow of L becomes what? Closed parenthesis, then write it as. Next to follow of S, actually it becomes a starting symbol. First write down the dollar, then calculate like this. So first of L dash, what is the first of L dash here? Comma epsilon minus epsilon union follow of L. So what is follow of L here? Follow of L is what here? Closed parenthesis. Then it becomes what? Epsilon get cancelled, comma, closed parenthesis. So already we have written dollar, then comma and a closed parenthesis like this. Okay, and this becomes a follow of S. Okay, so next after that, finding the follow, and this is the first step 1. Okay, so next we are going to see the step 2. What is the step 2 here? Construct a parsing table. So what is step 2 here? Construct parsing table by using first and follow items. So when we are going to construct the parsing table, actually we have to consider terminals and non-terminals. So we have to consider terminals and non-terminals. And terminals we have to write as columns, and non-terminals we have to write it as rows. So how many non-terminals are there in the given production? How many non-terminals are there? 3 non-terminals are there. So what are they? S, L, L dash. So S, L, L dash we have to take it as a row. S, L, L dash we have to take it as a row. And what are the terminals we have here by observing the grammar? So here we have A, next to open brace, close brace and comma, and we have to consider the dollar also. So what are the non-terminals we have? A, open brace, closed brace, comma, and we have to consider the dollar also. And we have to fill the, and here this is the step 2, we have to fill the table. So this is the parsing table, and we have to fill this parsing table with the help of the first and follow, methods. So here for the S production we have 2 things, right? First of S equals to open parenthesis A, and here S tends to, we have 2 productions are there, right? And where we have to write here is open parenthesis we have to write S tends to AL production, and next S tends to A production in the A column. Okay, so S tends to A column, what production we have to write here is S tends to A, and S tends to A production we have to write. And next in the open parenthesis we have to write S tends to open brace L followed by L, this production we have to write. Next first of, based on the first of S we have written. Next already the first production is finished, then we have to go for the second production. So means the second production means here we have only one S, L dash. So means here we have to consider the first of L. So first of L what here? First of L what here? Open parenthesis comma A. So means here in the open parenthesis comma A we have to write the same production. What is that production we have to write? L tends to S L dash, L tends to L S dash. Next go for the third symbol, means L dash. So L dash means here we have to go see the first of L dash. So first of L dash what we have? Comma is there. So in the comma column write down the L dash equals to comma S L dash. Actually we have L dash tends to epsilon is there, and here coming to the table we don't have the epsilon symbol in the table. So then when we have epsilon in the table we have to go for the follow of L dash. In the follow of L dash what we have? Closed parenthesis is there, means this L dash tends to epsilon production we have to write in the closed parenthesis. L dash tends to epsilon. So like this way we have to write the parsing table, and here this is known as what? Parsing table. And based on this parsing table we have to derive the input string. We have to derive input string, and whatever the table we have filled, that is completely based from the first and follow. And the first, actually we need to consider only the first. Whenever we have epsilon, then we have to consider follow. So that's the reason before only we have to calculate for all the non-terminals for the first and follow. Next we are going to see the parsing with the help of the input string. So here we are going to see one input string. Here we are going to see one input string. So here input string here is a comma a. So for this input string, actually this a comma a is derived or derivable or not, we are going to see. So actually the productions are s tends to parenthesis L of A and L tends to L comma S of S. So then what we have derived here? So actually S production we have to take, S tends to, we have to take parenthesis L to derive the string. So then S tends to what we have to consider in the place of L, again we have to consider L comma S. Actually we have A comma A is there, means we should get comma in between. Next S tends to, in the place of L, substitute S comma S, and S tends to, in the place of A substitute A comma S, S tends to A comma A. So means this string, the given string is derivable by the given grammar. So we have to construct the input parsing. Okay, that is the third step. Okay, so the stack implementation using the third step here is what? Stack implementation using parsing table. So every time here we have to consider the parsing table. Okay, so what is the parsing table we have derived here? So in that parsing table we have written all the productions. Okay, so this, by using this parsing table we are going to derive all this a comma a string. Okay, every time we are going to see. So this consists of 3 columns: stack, input, next action or output. So actually how this implementation is going to run here is actually from the input buffer, and the parser is going to read input buffer, and it is going to perform operations like push and reduce operations. So push and pop. So and whatever the data elements are there, whatever the non-terminals are there, we are going to store in the stack in a reverse order. Okay, so initially the stack is empty, so the $s, and what is the input we have given? A comma A, and every time the input buffer should be end with the dollar. So means it represents the end of the parser. So then which from what is the starting production? That starting production we have to write. So actually, so $s, next open parenthesis is there, and here open parenthesis consider the grammar. So this open parenthesis there in the given production, that is what? S tends to parenthesis N. So we have to consider S tends to parenthesis L. So $s. So then what we have to do? Actually this $L parenthesis L parenthesis we have to push that element onto the stack. So actually what we have to do here is, actually this is the grammar. So we have to store the elements in a reverse order. So first, so actually the data is going to be stored like this. Initially dollar, after that open parenthesis L and closed parenthesis. Okay, open parenthesis L like this. But when we are going to write, so first what is the element we are going to write? So the first element is closed parenthesis L, open parenthesis, then a comma a $. Okay, so actually by storing that element onto the stack, we are going to read. So reading means what? From the top to bottom we have to read. So that's the reason we are getting in a reverse order. So here, observe here, in the stack and in input we got the match. Okay, so then what we have to do here? We have to pop the open parenthesis. So means the stack becomes what? Closed parenthesis L, and this a, this parenthesis and this parenthesis matched, then a comma a $. So then what is the input we have got here? A is there, and for the L production we required A. So then what is the production I need to substitute here is L tends to S L dash. L tends to S L dash. So actually dollar closed in the place of S, in the place of L means here in the place of L we are going to substitute the SL dash. So here SL dash means what here? After that what we have to do? SL dash means yes, L dash is going to be stored. So means we have to again write in the reverse order, means this L production is replaced. So then it becomes what? L dash, from the top to bottom we have to write L dash S. L dash S. Then again A comma A becomes dollar. So L dash S means L dash S we have written, right? So L dash S we have written. So but in the place of S actually we required what? A we required. So in the place of S we have the production S tends to A production is there. Okay, observe here S tends to A production is there. Substitute in the place of S as A. So then it becomes what? Dollar closed parenthesis L dash. In the place of S what you have to substitute? A comma A dollar. So here again the match comes in the input buffer and the stack. Then what we have to do? We have to pop A from the stack. We have to pop A from the stack. Then the stack becomes what? Closed L dash. So then A is closed, then comma A dollar. So comma A dollar is there. So again this L dash, okay, again this L dash, it becomes what? After the left recursion L dash becomes what? Yes, L dash becomes what? L dash becomes comma S L dash, comma S L dash, or epsilon is there. So in the place of actually we required comma, so in the place of L dash what we have to substitute? Comma S L dash we have to substitute. So then L dash tends to comma S L dash, comma S L dash. So completely we are replacing L dash, right? Completely we are replacing L dash. So dollar closed, and again these elements are stored in the stack. Again these elements are stored in the stack, means this L dash is replaced. So then it becomes comma and S L dash. Actually this S is also replaced. So from here we have to store, means comma S L dash. Again we need to read from the top. Again we need to read from the top, means it becomes L dash S comma L dash S comma A dollar. So again the match comes pop comma. So then what it becomes? L dash yes. So actually in a given grammar what we have? A. So means S again we have to replace with the S we have to replace with the A. So then closed L dash, S is replaced with the A, then A dollar. So then again the match comes. We have to pop A from the stack. Okay. So next what we have left here? Dollar closed parenthesis L, and what we have left here? Dollar is left. So as L dash, for this L dash we have to consider, and for this L dash actually we have missed a parenthesis, write on the parenthesis also. So L we have to consider. So actually this open and close we got here. So actually we, for that L dash we have to substitute. For this L dash we don't have any terminals, so in the place of L dash substitute epsilon. Okay, it becomes a epsilon. So means no need to write here. So what we have to do here again? So dollar L, because this L is replaced with the epsilon, means this L is replaced with the epsilon, it is completely moved. Then what we have left here? Closed parenthesis dollar, and then what we have here? Also we have closed, and here also we have closed, then pop closed. So then what we have? Dollar. So here we have dollar, and here also we have dollar. Again the match comes, then accepted. Okay, so from this we have to draw the parse tree. So like this we have to parse the input string. So from the top to bottom. From the top to bottom we have to see by using that, and we are going to draw the parts tree. And what is the first symbol we have taken in the stack? Yes. And after that, which production we have substituted? S tends to L. So means open parenthesis L. Next, in the place of L, what we have substituted? In the place of L, what we have substituted? S L dash. Yes, L dash. Then in the place of S, what we have substituted? A we have substituted, and S tends to A we have substituted. Then after that, what we have done? L dash is followed by what? L dash is followed by what? Comma. L dash is followed by what? Yes. L dash is followed by what? Comma S L dash. Comma S L dash. Comma S L dash. Comma S L dash we have to substitute. And after that, what we have to substitute for S? Yes, we have to substitute A. And for the L dash, substitute epsilon. Okay, because S tends to A we have to substitute, and L dash tends to epsilon we have to substitute. And how this parsing is done? Okay, how this parsing is done here is, so like this way the parsing is done. It becomes A comma A. This becomes A comma A. So in this way we have to construct the parts tree for a given input string by using the LL parser. So mainly focus on the 4 steps. First and follow. Second point is construct the parsing table, and third step input processing, and next fourth step parts tree. Okay, do it in this way.